In a small town called Queen Street, there lived an 8-year-old boy named Chris. He is very hardworking and helpful. He always aces his tests and does many good things to make his parents proud. Even if he fails, he will always find ways to achieve his goals positively. He also has a younger sister called Chrissy. She is 5 years old. They are very close. Chris always pampers his sister. Almost every weekend, Chris will bring his sister out to the town area of their neighborhood for a walk. Sometimes, he will buy her ice cream and sweets. Basically, whatever she would like to eat. One day, while Chris was walking down the street with his sister, suddenly, his sister stopped.
What's wrong, Chrissy?
"Look, Chris, look!" while pointing at a nearby shop. Chris and Chrissy then move closer to the glass mirror and take a look.
"Look at that bracelet, Chris. Do you think it will look nice on me?"
Wow, that is a really nice bracelet. Of course it will look nice on you.
The shop owner, also known as Mrs. Hess, saw the kids outside, and so she went out from her shop to assist them.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chrissy. Looking for a gift?
Hello, Mrs. Hess. Nah, just looking through the bracelet on the display set.
Nice, very nice.
This bracelet will look good on you, Chrissy.
It sure does, Mrs. Hess. How much does it cost anyway?
It costs $30, Chris. If you are interested, I can reserve it for you.
Do you mind if I come back tomorrow, Mrs. Hess?
Sure. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
See you, Mrs. Hess.
Chris and Chrissy left the shop to go back home. Upon reaching home, Chris went up straight to his room. He sat down and began to think about the bracelet for Chrissy. He flipped through his calendar and realized that Chrissy's birthday was in 2 weeks' time. Suddenly, Chris had an idea. Chris took his piggy bank and sorted all his money. After doing so much counting, he realized that the money he had was not enough for the price of the bracelet. He felt so worried and did not know what to do. He really wanted to get the bracelet for Chrissy. The next day, after school, he went to Mrs. Hess's shop. He went into the shop and saw Mrs. Hess arranging some new stocks.
Hello, Chris. You are here. So, have you decided about buying the bracelet for Chrissy?
Hi, Mrs. Hess. I think I will give it a pass. I do not have enough money. Do you have any bracelet that costs $15?
I'm sorry, Chris, but I don't.
I think I will just give it a pass.
Chris was feeling really sad. Suddenly, Mrs. Hess tapped him on the shoulder.
Hey, why not you set up a drink stall? From there, you could earn some cash.
Chris looked up to Mrs. Hess with a big smile on his face.
That is a really good idea, Mrs. Hess. Thank you. I'll be back.
And he gave Mrs. Hess a big hug before leaving her shop and went back home. He went straight up to his room and started to find all the stuff he needed to set up a drink stall. He found some big white cardboard and started decorating the drink menu. After finished decorating, he started making all the drinks he wanted to sell. Then, He set up a table outside his house and placed all the items neatly. With the help of the bell that caught everyone's attention, his sales went up drastically. It has been 3 days since he does that. When the clock strikes 6 p.m., he would close his small business and count his money in his room. On top of that, Chrissy's birthday is in a day's time.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yes, I've made it.
The next day, Chris went to Mrs. Hess's shop with a big smile on his face.
Hello, Chris. How can I help you?
Hello, Mrs. Hess. I would like to purchase the bracelet today for Chrissy.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Mrs. Hess handed over a box to Chris containing the bracelet.
Here you go, Chris.
And here is $30. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Chris. You are really a good brother.
Thank you. See you around.
Chris left the shop and rushed back home. Upon reaching, he saw Chrissy watching television at the living room.
Hey, buddy. Look what I got for you.
Chrissy opened the box and saw the bracelet she's been eyeing on the other day.
Bracelet, bracelet. Chrissy has new bracelet.
Yes, you do now. Happy birthday.
You are too kind. You are super, Chris.
And they both gave each other a hug with a small laugh. The end.